Manchester as if we have a new champion, but that has to be decided.
See, it's been 4 or 5 years now. I've been hearing, and I'm talking about before he won the title. People used to be saying like, "Yo, TstreeT, did you watch the Joseph Parker fight, man? Shit was lit." Obviously, these are people from his native land of New Zealand. He is good, but he's not great. And looking at this fight with Hughie Fury, now I'm going to once again say it, even though people don't believe me, that's not my problem. I do my videos real time. So what I do is, I am TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. So what I do is I wait for the final bell to ring, and then I hit record. In this case, this is on mute, and I'm watching the highlights, and we're waiting for the cards to be read. Here are some defining factors that may play into the decision. There's a saying that goes, you have to beat the champion. Hughie Fury did a lot of movement, and it was kind of similar to Iris Lara versus Canelo. But did he do enough to beat the champion? The other defining factor is, well, Joseph Parker's from New Zealand. He's now fighting out of Las Vegas, and he's saying he's going to be staying in the UK for a while. And the UK, obviously, is the home of Hughie Fury. Let me see if they're reading the cards yet. I wouldn't be surprised if this fight is a draw. And truth be told, I have to watch the fight again. But if I have to give it to somebody with the way I with the way I score and the way I judge fights, I'm sorry. I would have gave, from the aggression. Even though you may say it wasn't necessarily effective aggression, truth be told, this was a heavyweight sloppy version of Canelo versus Golovkin, believe it or not. You had one fighter doing the movement, doing the counterpunching, fighting in bursts. You had Joseph Parker literally chasing him around the ring, and as the second half of the fight came, he started to up his punch output. So it's a tough fight to score. I had people on social media saying, Hughie Fury is clearly winning. It's like, how do you score fights? Remember, when it comes to judges, they all have different ways that they score fights. Hold on. They all have different ways that they score fights. Some judges like the style of Hughie Fury. Other judges will be like, yo, he wasn't doing nothing but just running around and all that. Like a Harold Letterman, he doesn't like that type of stuff. So even though Joseph Parker was sloppy with a lot of it, and okay, let's listen to the cards. And we're going to talk. Please subscribe.
Get a shot that the photographers can do so as well. They're ready. Are the scores ready? Let's find out.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. After 12 rounds of boxing, we go to our judges at the ringside. Judge Rocky Young sees the contest. Round 14, round 14. Judge Terry O'Connor and Judge John Mathis both see the contest at 118 to 110. It is a majority decision in favour of our winner. And still, WBO heavyweight champion of the world,
Right.
from South Auckland, New
We have
Zealand,
another
Joseph
seemingly
Parker.
close competitive contest, as we did with Golovkin and Canelo last week in Vegas. And we have another 118, 110 scoreline that seems to people ringside, Barry, wider than they were expecting.
It seems ridiculously wide, but I guess it's one of those things I'm trying to justify. I guess it's one of those things that when every round's close, if you just always favour, obviously the aggressor, which one the judges have, every round can be different type. If you favour the one guy every round, then you get a talk out that is wider than what the fight seemed. I thought Hughie did enough, but then, the judges didn't, and their decision is what means the most.
Wow.
Let's not forget there was one drawn.
Wow. 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 I'm gonna watch the fight immediately after this again, since I got some time while I make my tacos. Wow. What was that? 118, 109, or 118, 110? Either way, 118 anything is just completely outrageous. But like I said, Hughie Fury really wasn't doing anything. He had the harder, more sticking shots, but he wasn't accurate. I mean, he wasn't throwing enough, but my God. I thought it was one of those fights that could have went either way. For two judges to score that. But if you look at it, Hughie Fury was doing a lot of moving, man. And like I said, a lot of judges, may not like that. But my God, like, am I going to call it a robbery? Like, looking at those scorecards, yes. Do I feel the right man won, in my opinion? Yes. But not by that large of a margin. And it was one of those hard fights to score. It was one of those fights that I would have agreed with, okay, if the cards were close, I would have agreed with it if they would have given it to Fury. Oh, shit. Somebody just snatched the belt. I got to get that clip. Somebody just snatched Joseph Parker belt. He's in the ring holding his belt up. Damn, I wish I had the clip. We're going to talk about it later on in my post-fight video, though, when I do a live stream. He holding the belt up in the ring. Somebody from Team Fury snatched that shit and take it over to Hughie Fury. And they looking at him like, yo, bro, what the fuck is you doing? But I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be a melee brawl up in there. Usually, no disrespect, but whenever there's a fight that features like gypsy, fighters, there always ends up being some type of, like fighting the crowd. I wouldn't be surprised if, it's a riot up in there that's going to break out soon over this. So let's go look at the resumes of both fighters. Please subscribe. I'm TstreeT Controversy. I'm TstreeT Controversy Live, and soon we're going to give you a little bit of highlights of the fight. And as you can see, Joseph Parker is this the updated record? 24-0 with 18 KOs. This was, if you look at it, outside of Andy Ruiz, the second biggest fight of his career. So he's racking up some nice wins. Even if you look at this majority decision being 118-110, that's 2 rounds they gave to Hughie. That's just disrespectful. The 114-114. I can somewhat agree with. And it's crazy because they made so much hoopla over the judging, and look, this happens. So looking at his resume, he's been racking up some nice names in the last year with Andy Ruiz and Hughie Fury. But looking at that, there's not really much there. And now it's like, where does he go from here? Because you may say, well, what about Anthony Joshua and Pulev winner? That's not happening. The winner of Anthony Joshua Pulev is going to fight the winner of Wilder versus Ortiz. And then Joseph Parker gets a shot. But what does he do until then? And this, Hennessy, is there going to be some type of petition to the WBO? The WBO better not overturn this, because it's like, they got to show consistency. They stood by the decision of Pacquiao and Horn, and it's like, like 118-110, something's got to be. I got to look at the fight again. I got to look at the footage again. Let's see if Hughie was getting the interview. They got to fix their microphone. It's not mine.
Well, sorry, guys. One or two little problems with the microphone down there. We'll sort that out for all of you viewers on the YouTube to make sure that we can hear what Hughie Fury has got to say. We're just doing a little bit of juggling with one or two microphones down there. We can have another go at seeing if we can. No, it's not quite there. We will get to Hughie Fury very, very shortly. And I'm just.
That's bullshit. They gotta sort this shit out. They gotta sort this shit. Like I said, I'm really trying to figure out how I feel about this. And since I'm doing this video live, I have to go back and I have to watch it again to make sure I can accurately, give my, because I'm watching the fight and I'm thinking like, Hughie Fury can win this, but as I'm watching the fight, I'm like, he's not doing enough. But since he's from England, he's in England, it would be tough for Joseph Parker to get a decision over him. But now, and I guess maybe looking at what happened with Canelo versus Golovkin, they said like, no, we can't just go give the home guy, the win. Let's make, but 118-110. But if you really, really look at it, you had Joseph Parker being the aggressor. You had Joseph Parker throwing a lot of punches, even though a lot of them was missing because of the height of Hughie Fury, and Hughie Fury was catching him with the uppercut, coming in, and the straight right hand as he was leaning in after finishing a combination that would mostly miss, meaning Joseph Parker. But it's just like now, it's just like, man. So, does Hughie Fury get a rematch? And truth be told, Hughie Fury has always fought like this, with not real a sense of urgency. But for him to be as big as he is, about 6'6", he can move. But with that movement, he's got to pick up the punch output. He's been known to be this type of fighter that has that one gear, you know, and he doesn't go to that next level to try to finish somebody off, or as they say, let your hands go. Joseph Parker has now a reputation of being more of a slugger and not a boxer. And truth be told, I don't see him beating Anthony Joshua, and I don't see him. They're talking to Joseph Parker.
Changing room, still with the champion, still the WBO champion. How does that feel? And did you think that you earned it?
The first is it's like a lot above. Both fighters were able to come out with peace, safety. None of us were badly injured, so that's a great result at the end. I felt I won the fight, so I'm very happy to be able to take the belt back to New Zealand. I thought he put up a good contest, but he ran most of the time. Then, we both put up a great fight, so I'm just saying it's awesome to get the victory, and hard work pays off.
You think your aggression was the difference? You think that you deserved it on that alone?
I feel aggression was good on my side. I feel like he did move well, and it was really awkward. And
did that surprise you?
No, we knew he was awkward going in, so his movement is really good. I think pressure, and we caught him with the harder punches, and I felt that we won the fight fairly. So it's great to see that the judges gave it our way.
How will this be received back home?
It'll be good. First, it'll be good that we got the victory. That's the main thing. A lot to work on. So it's a great result, but I want to go back to New Zealand, have a bit of a break, and then head back to Vegas and continue working on what we need to work on.
You said before, and Kevin Barry said before, that you were kind of rolling the dice, so you were taking a chance. You knew he was difficult and elusive, but that this was maybe the ticket to the big time, maybe to the big fights over here. What do you think this opens up for you now?
I feel that this opens up big fights here. So and our plan was to come here and sort of establish ourselves here. I feel like now that we've got a win under our belt, that we can come back and set up some big fights. So we're excited for what the future holds.
Who would you like to fight?
Anyone and everyone. But first, you got to take a bit of a break, and then get back to Vegas and keep learning off Kevin, keep teaching new things, and we'll keep getting better and improving.
Congratulations, champ.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Joseph Parker coming from the other side of the world to get the job done here in Manchester this evening, and making it clear that he sees this start as something big, and he fears no one in the heavyweight.
People pissed. People pissed. I'm as you can see, I'm doing a little bit of a social media surveying. People pissed. For one, they pissed that they paid for it. It's like, you got to support the sport. So, I'm sorry, you got to. But it's like they're saying they had 2 Adalaide Byrd'S. They had, hey, wait a minute, who were these judges? Let's go figure out who were these judges that scored. I forgot their names already. Let's go and see who these people were. Let's go view the event, right? Terry O'Connell, 118, 110. Who's the other judges? I forgot the other judges' names. But I don't know. But it goes to show you that they didn't award Hughie Fury for all that moving he was doing, and not enough like engaging in boxing. But it is the sweet science, and sometimes we've learned that when you're sweet sciencey, it doesn't always work your way. Look at it. He literally fought a similar fight to Iris Lindy Lar when he fought Canelo all those years ago. He fought like Canelo fought Golovkin, except without the hard power shots. The movement is just not enough. It just wasn't enough. And truth be told, it's like, does Joseph Parker fight him again unless he's, ordered to fight him again? Because it's not a fight that fans will want to see again. It's not like fans are like, oh, yeah, we really want to see this shit. Outside of, Hughie Fury supporters. And, travelers and the Irish. But truth be told, fans are pissed. They're like, yo, this fucking shit. But at the same time, I knew it was going to be this type of fight. So hardcore fans, what did you really, really expect? If you know who the fighters are, if you know what their genetic makeup is as a fighter, what did you expect? So, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. And what I'm going to do is later on tonight, we're going to have some highlights, and we're going to go into more detail. In fact, here, I can show you a little bit of highlights right now. Think about it. Tough. I really have, one guy says, he really had a Hughie Fury winning all the rounds. But it's like, it depends on like how you score fights and like how often of a frequency, how many fights do you watch? Now, I'm not trying to say, clown you and say you don't know how to score fights and all that. That's not the type of person I am. But what I am saying is, like, realistically, what type of fight?
This is right here. That cut maybe upsetting Fury a little bit. That right hand there, landing flush, but maybe just the power.
That one barely missed.
On the rope there, it just takes the sting out of the shot. I thought that was
still a tough fight to score.
Joseph Parker so far.
But yeah, I'm going with Parker too. Barely. We're only in what? I think we're going into round 4. The fight is going exactly how we thought it was going to go. Or many of us thought it was going to go. Very hard to score. Parker's the aggressor. Fury showing good defense. But there's really nothing that's setting both of the fighters apart.
That was a nice little shot there.
Tying his man up too.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was literally the story of the fight. Like, right there. You were seeing a lot of that. Like, Fury moving, throwing a punch or two, maybe connecting. And then, Joseph Parker bulldogging his way in. But whatever the case may be, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. Please subscribe.